Hello, my name is Severin Wucher. I come from Berlin and I was teaching there at the Berlin University of the Arts. We didn't have a specific design research department there, but design research was a quite good means for our students and even for the teachers to get knowledge about the history of German graphic design. This was a project which we did with students because we made the experience that many students are not too familiar or not too interested in history and tradition. It's something like boring and so on. The old things today is more interesting and tomorrow in design, certainly. But then when we started to collect material and put everything together in a big virtual black box, we call that the research table, it became obvious how different designers, different schools and different works related to each other. And then it really became a thrilling thing to see what the dependencies and the common aspects of works are. So research, in my opinion, is always a way to gain knowledge about how things are connected. It refers to a spatial aspect of knowledge. It's always moving within information space, and our task was to do that sober aspect of research, to put that in an accessible way. Accessible on the one hand for the researchers, so enable researchers to do a visual-based research, not limited to Excel and big, huge archives of images on the other side. So, and accessible also for example, users of archives. That could be visitors in museums, for example, to find a heritage and to find like a treasure which is already there. And the idea was in our research project to keep the threshold quite low. That means when we make an installation in a museum or an archive, then there should be at the first step no keyboard, no mouse, everything is touch-based, because that makes it possible for people to work with that tool, and even for the researchers to provide them with a very appealing, not over-designed, but very functional back-end functionality. So I think research is always related to specific demand or questions you find interesting. And I could talk to a museum director, and when he saw the research table as a research project, he said, I think we should reform the education of art historians when they use this tool, because the whole, for example, art historic discipline is based on the division between texts and images. And the visual research approach we feature on our table is to bring this together. So I think it's an interesting way of doing research, to keep it on the visual basis.